Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, I know that you're probably not used to hearing my voice during these free poll sessions, but I wanted to implement a FEH Talk with them, so that's what we're doing. Plus, I just needed a day where I could just lay about in the morning and not have to be camera ready, which honestly, it doesn't take as much time as you think it might, but either way, it's a mental game, right? So we're gonna kick back and just do some voiceover stuff today. I had asked on Twitter what kind of stuff you all would like me to talk about for some upcoming FEH Talks and things like that while I merged the free poll monthly bit. And overwhelmingly, the vast majority of you are still obsessed with Choose Your Legends. So that's what we're going to talk about today in whole. However, if you did send me some kind of talking point, never fear, because it's January and that means there's a ton of banners that have to be pulled on, which means I need talking points for some of videos because frankly, nothing has changed between yesterday and what I assume will be on the 6th, whenever this banner actually decides to show up. So, for the new Heroes banner, I will be addressing some other questions that I got on Twitter outside of the Choose Your Legends ones, which I was going to make a video on anyway, but this works out overall. So let's just talk about Choose Your Legends, shall we? I did talk about this back in November. I thought that the point was, relevant because I kept getting asked about Choose Your Legends during live streams, and so I made a video on it then for Favember. However, there have been some changes that have taken place, namely the winter banner, and I guess technically the New Year banner as well. It kind of helps impact a lot of things that have happened within the top 10 winners of the Choose Your Legends 4 poll results. That mainly being Hilda, who else? I'm scrolling right now. Felix, Plumeria, Bernadetta. They've all gotten New Year's or winter alts. There were some other ones, like Dorothea, as well as Sylvain. They did end up being in the summer banner, which obviously took place after the initial round of voting for Choose Your Legends 4. But, it's been long enough that I think people are probably going to forget about that and maybe still vote on them. But as far as most recent alts go, I think that Hilda, Felix, Bernie, and Plumeria, I think they may have just walked their way out of a winning season for Choose Your Legends 5. Not that Plumeria was going to win anyway. I kind of doubt it, but I guess it maybe would have been possible. Maybe. I don't know. It's doubtful. I don't see an OC winning anytime soon. And honestly, now that we have New Year Plumeria, who is honestly a pretty good piece of art, I don't expect to see that. Although it would be cool if we finally had like a CYL dancer or something. Like that would be kind of interesting, I think. Maybe. It'd probably just be Festival Micaiah all over again, so maybe it doesn't actually matter. Either way, those guys got in recently with alts, and with recency bias, that is something that tends to hit a little bit harder. See, the reason that Choose Your Legends 4 was dominated by 3 houses, well, that was primarily because people felt like IS was ignoring 3 houses. I know. Like they weren't gonna make those banners eventually anyway. And now everyone's getting Tellius and 3 houses fatigue, and it's just like, well, y'all kind of asked for this though, so I'm not really sure I feel so bad about it. But granted, not everyone asked for it, but either way, that being what it is, I think the top 10 will probably see a little bit of competition, namely from another crew of 3 houses, that being the Ashen Wolves. See, it may feel like it was forever ago, or maybe just yesterday, I don't know. I still have yet to escape the vortex of time that is 2020. However, the Ashen Wolves DLC for 3 houses did come out last spring. And I have to say last spring because it's technically 2021 now, so the spring of 2020. Maybe that's a better way of phrasing it. We'll call it that. The spring of 2020 is when the Ashen Wolves DLC came out, which means we have 4 fun new characters and probably a side character or 2 from that story plotline. that may be contending for Choose Your Legend status this year. And they are popular. I'll be honest. Of all the characters in Three Houses, I feel like I genuinely enjoyed the story as well as the personalities from the Ashen Wolves the best. I know. I hate to turn on my fellow churchgoers, but I mean, I do love Lady Rhea. However, Yuri is kind of the man, just in general. And I mean, they had really good supports as well, so that just kind of added to the whole thing. I don't know. I feel like the Ashen Wolves could make a major upset. In fact, I feel like those are the only characters that could probably make a huge upset. And I'll tell you why. This is pretty much a lock. In fact, for the men, we still have Marth in 3rd from last year. We have Crom in 4th. Seliph is in 5th. Felix hit 6th. Byleth hit 7th. And Robin hit 8th. I don't think that's going to change, to be honest. I think Felix might drop just a little bit, especially because he was free. Felix being a free unit, that definitely made a difference just overall. So, in terms of the top 10 men's, I think we're probably looking at a Marth, Crom, Seliph, Robin, Byleth top 5 finale. Maybe Yuri breaks in there. He has a decent chance. I feel like Yuri can probably break the top 10, if nothing else. As far as the women's side goes, that's a little bit different. See, the women's is always, how do I say this? More heavily voted, we'll say. Take Edelgard's 74,617 point win compared to Dimitri's first place win of 69,448 votes. So easily a 5,000 point lead over the top male position. Claude, however, was a little bit different. He actually burned Lysithea, 59,000 and some change to 42,000 and some change. But overall, I think the women's side tends to get scored a little bit higher. Most evidently in the 4th position, Crom went from, actually 3rd place for Marth was 44,000 votes. 4th place for the men's side was 15,595 points for Crom. So obviously a big difference there. However, the 4th place spot for women's was 35,000 with female Byleth. So overall, people are voting more heavily in the women's end. So I feel like that side is less competitive for that reason alone, which is why I think we'll probably see a similar top 5 for men's, because they've kind of held that ranking for a few years now. In the women's, however, Bernadetta had a solid 3rd place. However, she's already got a winter alt and gotten into the base game sometime later after voting actually took place. So I don't know. I would not put a wicked Twitter campaign for Choose Your Legends 5 from Erica Mendez, the voice actress who plays Bernadetta, out the window. But that could definitely swing the tide. She has a very strong Twitter game, folks. I wouldn't put anything past it. But I think overall for the women's side, if I had to pick, because you all want me to pick, because I'm pretty sure that was a question that I got, I would say probably we're looking at a female Byleth and Erica top 2. Maybe Anna sneaks in there. I'm not sure. If anybody's going to make an upset, it's probably Constance from the Ashen Wolves DLC. I think she can definitely crack the top 10. I don't know if she'll hit the top 2. But I would put smart money on female Byleth and Erica as your top 2 women's winners in Choose Your Legends. Men's, I'm going to go on a long shot here and say we're going to get Marth and Seliph. I know that's not probably a popular choice. Crom once again getting passed over, but only 2 votes separated Crom and Seliph last year. And so I'm feeling like Seliph might have a little bit of gain to have. Marth with 44,000 votes, beating out Bernadetta even, beating out Lysithea even. I would would be hard pressed to believe that Marth wouldn't take at least a top 2 spot this year, let alone first place potentially. But I think the second place is going to get a little more competitive. Robin is there, Male Byleth is there, but I think ultimately you're looking at Marth and CYL5 as a win. Genealogy fans, they're going to rise up, and they're going to rise up hard because frankly we didn't have a whole lot of genealogy representation, mainly in, well, Yggdrasil. We didn't have a lot of representation, mainly in Thracia. But it was a good year for genealogy in 2020. We had legendary CYL5. We had the fabled dance banner, of course, that reunited Sigurd. So, it is possible, but I don't see anybody on the men's side making through. Like I said, maybe Yuri cracks top 10, maybe not. And then the overwhelming question that I usually got, who am I voting for? I don't know. I guess you'll have to stay tuned to find out. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. I usually take a similar strategy every year, so we'll see how that changes this year. Anyway, thank you all so much for listening. I don't know if this video has gone on too long or not, so hopefully we timed it relatively just right. Hey, listen, we're going to be live streaming a little bit later on today, so subscribe so you don't get missed on that notification. If you want to stop by and say hello, that would be pretty nice. But that is it for now. If you have a topic that you want me to cover in a future FEH Talk, be sure to leave that in the comments down below. Thank you all again so much for watching. Subscribe and come on back for more. And until then, I will catch you next time.